Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov has just released a proposal where Syria would give up its chemical weapons. The Assad government has, through its foreign minister, has responded favorably to that. There's a lot of logistical questions unanswered. This is an interesting shift from Russia. Russia was denying Syria's role in the Assad government's role in chemical attacks, even over and kind of casting doubts over that intelligence until very recently. Even though this move doesn't mean that they agree with the America's assessment of Assad's role in chemical attacks. It's a significant diplomatic departure from their previous stance when more recently they wouldn't acknowledge Assad's role in these attacks, and previous to that, they even blocked a UN resolution just condemning chemical attacks generally without even specifying it was Assad. But nonetheless, this is a significant diplomatic move. Syria is responding affirmatively, and so far the administration is rejecting it, saying that Assad has lost credibility on this issue. And this move comes at a time when polls are actually lowering even more than the already low polls that there were for American intervention in Syria, and on top of President Assad giving an interview to Charlie Rose where he laid out his case for why America should not intervene in that conflict. I think I don't think there's any debate about Assad, and I'm going to get into this later when I talk about some of the really genuinely diverse makeup of the Syrian opposition and some of the voices that neither hawks nor non-hawks are emphasizing that are playing a role on the ground in Syria. There's no question that Assad and his government are responsible for heinous human rights violations, including the chemical weapons attacks, which I certainly think his regime, if not him personally giving the order, which I certainly think he might have, but his regime is responsible for those chemical attacks, and even beyond that, they're responsible for a strategy that has relied on pummeling civilians explicitly and directly as a way of undercutting rebel positions. That's the strategy that they've pursued. Now, again, it doesn't mean that military action in Syria is intelligent or the right thing to do. I certainly don't think it is. But Assad's human rights record is in no way in question.